Hey, what's good? This is Grudge. I want to come back to what I was talking about in the first video. Uh, I still want to talk about some more stuff that kind of got me more fed up with DbD with the changes, but some of the changes was good. So I want to talk about the good changes first before I start ranting on the bad. Now, the mid patch, the 2022 mid patch, I started talking about. There was some good in it, like the perks unlock. Because at first you unlock perks when you get a character to a certain level. I think at 35 you unlock a perk, then at 40 and then 45, and then you have all three of the perks. But the thing is that you only getting them if you can find it in the blood web. But now they made it where you have to prestige the character and then it goes straight to your inventory instead of it being sought out first. Uh, then the Shrine of Secrets was also changed. I think the Shrine of Secret worked just like the instance I talked about just now about leveling up your characters. So if you buy a perk from the shrine, the shrine would like put it in the blood web, like straight to the blood web. And I'm at a point today where I didn't even prestige like certain characters, well mostly killers, but I can still see the I can still see the perk in the blood web because of that. Like for instance, Trickster. Before I prestige Trickster after all these years, because I only prestige Trickster this year because of the anniversary. I was glitching the anniversary cake, the last year anniversary cake. So if it wasn't for that, my Trickster still wouldn't have been prestige. But when I play a new killer, the killer wouldn't get the Trickster's perk in the inventory, but I would see it in the blood web. And also, uh, there was no prestige. Well, there was prestige, but there wasn't like a level 100 prestige. You can only prestige three times before, and then after that, you don't. You're not able to prestige anymore. Then they made it where you can prestige to 100, which was kind of frowned upon. But the only good that came out of it was that you don't lose your items anymore. So kind of imagine if you was playing back when they had the old anniversaries and you didn't want to like lose all of those anniversary cakes and the anniversary items like the flashlight or whatnot. Then you would be at like in a dilemma. Like you would be contemplating on should I prestige or should I keep all of my stuff. And this was before anybody knew that they was gonna make it where uh, when you prestige, you would keep all of your stuff. If people knew that, they probably would have had all the stuff they would have that they wanted it. And that was pretty much the good in it. So I want to talk about the mid patch 2022 killer perks and the survivor perks, like the stuff they actually changed. They did change barbecue. Uh, I think barbecue wasn't changed much. Pop Goes the Weasel, Corrupt Intervention, Tinkerer, and Pain Res. Now, Pop Goes the Weasel was pretty strong. I think it's back to what it used to be. Cause like when you kick the gen, it would regress like ruins. And Corrupt Intervention, they changed it to uh, cause at first you have to wait out the window, but now they made it where if a survivor go down, it'll unblock. Uh, Tinkerer was annoying to deal with because if you didn't get back to the gen fast enough after it regressed to a certain point, Tinkerer can happen again. So it was a lot of times that we actually lost match because the killer had Tinkerer, and and it kept alerting the killer like every time we go back to the gen to pop it, and then it ended up being a 4K because of Tinkerer. Tinkerer was way too strong. Pain Res was also a strong perk because it would activate every time somebody get hooked. So now it's only once a survivor. But the survivor perks was DS. I don't know how many changes DS seen before I started playing, but I did see one change where when I seen an old video, a person was able to use DS when they got grabbed off a generator. I was it made very little sense to touch perks like DS because DS was pretty much a mandatory perk. It wasn't a necessary perk. It was kind of mandatory. And if you played like two straight games and you was tunneled out two of those games, then uh, you would had to put on DS to try to stay in the game longer. And DS had like a was it like a 5 or 6 second stun, and then they made it into a 3 second stun. Like what was what the fuck was wrong with them? I mean I want to say all kinds of stuff about them for doing something like that to a perk that's supposed to be an anti-tunnel. Like you put in an anti-tunnel perk and then change it when people want to stop getting tunneled. Another perk was Iron Will. Iron Will was pretty good. It's still good, but they didn't have to add a exhaustion effects to it. Self care was Self care was probably the most touched perk in DbD history, probably. And I only played it. I only started playing it since probably September 2021. Uh, Self care went from 50% medkit speed to probably 35%. But people thought that was the end of self care. They actually thought it was the end of self care when they saw that change. Because I think 50% was probably enough for them to be like, don't touch that perk anymore. But self care is still been used because I think it was in the top five survivor used perks alongside of Windows. I think Windows was mostly used because of the dredge. I think, and Spine Chill was another good perk that they kind of messed over. Now the thing about Spine Chill is that Spine Chill used to the way Spine Chill worked was when a killer like moves in probably like 18 meters of your radius, the perk will light up. So it was hard to get sneaked up on if you was using spine chill back then. Now they made it into like a perk where you using chase. Like if you're being chased by somebody like Huntress or Death Slinger. So when you know if you're not looking back and you're just running and then that perk lights up, you know you need to start moving. So I think that's I mean you can still use it now, especially like due to the arrival of Jason or any other stealth killer for that matter. But I don't think it's gonna help you much against killers like Ghostface or Myers. Well, maybe the new Myers, but the old Myers probably not much. Uh, and finally, Dead Hard. Now back then, when I started, when Dead Hard was available to me, I wasn't much of a looper. I was much of a pretty much a hider and running a straight line type of survivor. Uh, it wasn't until I knew how to loop Garden of Joy that I became a looper. Once I learned how to loop in Garden of Joy, I pretty much wanted to go back to Garden of Joy. And then they did the dumb. Well, I'm gonna talk about this in the next video. Uh, so Dead Hard was like a chase extending perk. Like you can either use it one or two ways. You can use it to extend chase or get distance. Now, what I mean by distance, like let's say you're running Killer Shack, and the killer's like right behind you. By the time you hit that corner, to when you hit the corner to go through the door, that takes you to the window, and then you use that dead hard to jump the window. Cause I think dead hard used to be I don't know how many meters you would dash, but you would get a good amount of distance so you won't get hit. And Dead Hard also was good against Trapper. Like Trapper can like set up traps, and you can use Dead Hard, and you will go straight through it. And the new Dead Hard won't even do that. Like people, I'm sure people tried it, and then they like slow ran into the trap. Yeah, it's horrible. Now let's get into the bad, more of the bad. So I guess we're out of the mid patch. So I want to talk about the old Haddonfield. Now the old Haddonfield was there when I started playing, but I don't know the God window was there when I started playing. Cause I know the God window was like the window people talked about, and when I started going to the old Haddonfield, I'd never seen that window open. It was always boarded up. Uh, but when it got its rework, the old Haddonfield was blocked off for like the last part of 2021. No, I think it was blocked off for the last part of 2022. Yeah, it was the last part of 2022. And then at the beginning of 2023, they opened the map back up. I think it was like January or February, and it got the same criticism that the plague map gotten. I mean, it looked good, but it was mostly clutter. So instead of you running through it, it would stop you when you're in chase. They also did the crazy thing like change your med kits. Now the med kits used to mean something. Like when you find a med kit, like if it's green or purple, you might want to keep those med kits. I think the yellow one was probably as bad as the brown one, but it was the green and the purple that was the ones you wanted to keep because the green one was the fastest healing med kit, and the purple was the one that gave you two full charges. So now, when you find a med kit, you'll probably just give it to somebody because they have no more meaning. They also messed up Circle of Healing. When they changed Circle of Healing for the last time, they buffed Sloppy Butcher, which was very, very killer sided decision. And I think this is like the end of the video. I'm running out of time. So I want to talk about some more stuff that used to be in the game as well.